quickly touch on why I'm bullish Sui in general. Like I was mentioning the flows. I think that's a big part of when you see a meme coin ecosystem really go do well, like start going parabolic, it's because you see flows. Like that's kind of what we saw with Solana at first, and then Tron most recently. So this guy Space Pixel says if you want PVE, player versus environment market, it's on Sui right now. Some of these coins are up only 10x in a week, and none of you have seen them on your timeline, which I agree with. Like very few people are. A lot of people are tweeting about Sui, right? Sui is the new talk of the town, but no one's tweeting about the meme coins yet. I think we're on the tipping point of that happening, and this is happening all over the place. So, and again, my thesis is the flows, right? So Sui Network has a higher net flows than Solana, again. So this is a reoccurring theme. That's really bullish, right? Like Solana is the highest growth chain so far this cycle, and Sui is now taking the throne a little bit. You know, not long term, but the past couple of weeks. You also have Base. Like, who was expecting Base to be having flows again, right? Kind of died after the wallet launched. I think we'll probably do a deep dive on Base in the future, but this is kind of my thesis. Like, these guys have cracked, are penetrating the market. They're getting people to come on their chain. They're getting people to bridge to the chain. And if you think about, just the user experience of why people like Solana. I think I skipped ahead here. Why people like Solana so much? It's because it's fast, right? And Sui Network is just as fast. So you have the flows. You have good user experience, fast transactions, and just look at like the performance the past weeks of some of the meme coins, 70%, 50%, 30% in a week where Bitcoin is down, right? So what do you think of that thesis, Alex, of like following the money? Like we're not first to the move, but I think we're still early enough to the trend where you can catch some of these as they're gaining more traction. What do you think of that?
No, I mean, I agree with you. It's kind of like what Sui's doing is what Base was doing a few months ago, right? There was a lot of outflows out of Solana going into Base, but Sui came in and, it's an EVM chain, and people like that, and they want to find, like we spoke yesterday, they want to find the next, Solana, right? So I think this is a great opportunity. If we're looking at the right now, what you're showing, any dip on Hippo, because Hippo is the runner of Sui, right? So any dip on Hippo would be, an automatic buy.
We're going to get into these. So this is the top 8 performance. I'm going to tell you which ones I'm most bullish on, but we're going to continue here. So if you think about how big memes could get, right? Like this is how I like to start, like top down. What's the total addressable market? Like what's the upside for all of this? And memes, this is just memes on Solana. They have 8 billion market cap. Now, I think this is going to go a lot higher this cycle. I think this could go, realistically 50 billion, but I wouldn't be surprised to see this go 100 billion. And some of these top ones like Whiff, Bonk, Popcat, I wouldn't be surprised to see these in the tens of billions. Now, some of these have already made their move, right? Like, it's great to bet on these winners, but you'll probably get a 10, 20x, something like that. If you want the 50, 100x, I think you want to bet on Sui, maybe not getting to this, but closing the gap a bit. That's kind of my thesis. Like, flows continue. The meme market cap on Sui grows. And so now, if I have that thesis, I'm thinking, like, what are going to be the leaders? And that's what we're going to cover next. So what do you think, Alex? You think Sui's meme coin market cap could get into billions like this?
Absolutely. Right now I was looking at the market cap, and we could see their leading I could see their leading meme getting to 1 billion at least, right?
Yeah. Exactly, because you have 3 on on Solana alone. You have one on base. So if Sui really is the new Solana for the cycle, one of them is going to get to 1 billion, right? And we're going to try to figure out which one.
Absolutely.
Now, my three. So I think this guy Noodles is a great follow. One of the sharper guys on crypto Twitter, and I was already bullish on FUD and Blub. I had already looked at AAA. We're going to get into what these are in a bit, but these are his three, and the charts look pretty interesting. We're going to break these down for you guys, and I think there's like a consensus. If I see people, what the three that I keep seeing being repeated, it's Blub, FUD, and AAA, which is a cat. I don't even know how you say it, but and then this guy's comparing it to Blub's the Pepe, FUD is Bonk, and AAA is Popcat. And you're gonna see once we get into these, like why he's comparing them, because it does remind me of these. And this is another really solid meme coin trader, Mitch. Do you follow this guy, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's definitely one of the better meme coin traders in the space. And this, I actually remember him saying, like, I'm not gonna bridge off of Solana, and he didn't bridge to Tron, but now he's going into Sui, which is interesting. He bridged over 100K.
Oh wow!
And he bought, the first one we're gonna look at is he bought a cat. So it's this thing, a cat. I don't even know how to say it, but this chart is crazy, right?
Yeah, what? So in about almost a week, it just did a 14x. That's insane.
Yeah, I saw this thing at 1 million, and I'm like, damn, I should have punted.
Was he shilling at 1 mil?
No. He's not chilling. Like he just sent a screenshot. But this guy, he's got a lot of copy traders. Like people have found his wallets. This guy just, because he's got that wealth effect where if he picks a coin, people are gonna ape into it just because he picked it.
Yeah.
But I was bullish on it before. I wasn't bullish on it. I'd heard of it, but now I see like someone like this getting in. I mean, you might think you're late. Like this. Let's see. This was in October 3rd.
Yeah, but it's only an 8 million market cap, right?
Exactly. So this guy got in he only got in at around 5 million.
Oh,
and it's up. I mean, it pumped 100%, 70% now. But I think this could be like the top cat meme on Sui. And it's in this crazy uptrend, right? I think if I were to look for an entry, I'd probably, because the price action is so aggressive and the momentum is so aggressive, I'd probably look for to use these moving averages. On something like the 4-hour, right? Like you can see this blue line, I got the wrong days here, but I like to use the 12 and the 25. And it's retesting. I mean, I think if you buy one of these retests, as long as it's holding this trend, you'll probably do all right. Maybe it has a big pullback, but again, I'm betting like this could become like a Popcat, right? Popcat's at 1 billion. I don't know if it could go there, but I think it could at least go to if Sui continues to see the flows that it's seeing, maybe to 100 million, and who knows after that, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a funny meme. Like it's just this cat going I guess that's the meme. There's some sort of story here. So Sui name service apparently tweeted this. Won't stop thinking about Sui, and someone made it into a meme. So that's one I think I'll probably be buying. What do you think of this one, Alex?
No, I like it. I mean, I like what are we at? All right, so we're at 8.6 million. I mean, if we take a nice little dip, I think it's a heavy buy. You make a good point at being cats, right? And I think we've talked about this in the past. cats will catch up to dogs, right? In terms of memes, right? So
You're gonna close the gap. I don't know if they catch up. I think dogs will always be the biggest, but they're gonna close the gap for sure.
then, I mean, yeah, then to me, this one's guaranteed. And I mean, on top of that, we had Mitch tweet this at around 5 mil. He's going to want to pump his back some more. So I wouldn't be surprised if this hits 100 mil, to be honest with you.
I think anything in like this region of, I mean, honestly, I'll probably buy some now, but any dips to later, like right? 6 or 5 million, I think you're sitting pretty with that. Like, it's gonna do something like this, like maybe pump more, and like go into like this, maybe some sideways, and just go crazy. That's my base case, but you never know with these things, right? It could just keep going right now, like some things do. So
I mean, just to be honest, I might just sell some of my Wardy and just ape on this one because this one's looking good.
Well, don't just ape yet, because we have some more memes to look at. Yeah, this is the Twitter, followed by some KOLs, but not too many. They can do this meme format with anything, right? So, and I like this comparison. Like, it's really simple. Like, it's the Popcat of Sui, right? Everyone knows Popcat. It gets like a halo effect from that, right? So the next one is FUD. Another one that I missed being early on, but I think we're still early in general, but not catching the Pico bottom. I think I sent this to you at 11 million, Alex.
Yeah, I think so.
And this one, I think, well, I'd love to get your take on this one, because I think this one's a little trickier. It's always tricky when you see a meme early and then it runs and you're like, dang, I don't want to buy it higher, but I know it's still going to continue, right? Like, how do I get in? So I'll let you take this one, Alex.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll be honest with you. I don't. In terms of. I think you got to take over the screen share. Yeah. So in terms of FUD, just the name and the whole thing, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest with you. I know it's at a 32 million market cap, but we just have to see what has popped in this this year, at least in terms of memes, right? I think cats have been a big thing, and that comparison of AAA with Popcat is a great comparison, right? Because then we're going to start comparing, right, Sui with Soul, and I think there is more relevance there. FUD in general, as a name, as a theme, I don't find it. This is my opinion, right? I don't find it as a big runner, maybe to like 50 mil or something like that. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of this one. I just want to go with the basics, right? Cats, dogs.
This is a dog. It's FUD the pug.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You gotta do your research on this stuff, man. So I'll tell you why I'm bullish, because keep going.
BitGad, that's good. Yeah.
There's, I guess they changed their website. There's here. They might have changed their website, but basically FUD was kind of, if you remember Bonk, like how he got airdropped. Oh, there you go. There's the story. Like, you remember how Bonk got airdropped to everyone on Solana, and like Solana was dead, and Bonk starting to rip is like what brought the ecosystem back to life in the beginning, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So this was a free airdrop to Sui, and it's been around since December 2023. Like, it's an OG meme on Sui before anything else was on there, any of this new stuff. So that's kind of, remember the comparison of like AAA cat, Popcat, FUD is Bonk. It has some parallels to that story. That's why I like it.
Yeah, how are the followers on this one? Do we have some?
Go to just open up the Twitter. It's got, to me, it had the most. It had like 40 mutual followers. Like, it had the most mindshare out of all the different memes that I looked up.
Actually really good. I mean,
those are all solid. Those are like solid follows.
Yeah.
noodles, Ansem. It's not just
Right.
chillers, basically.
Ice, a juicy steak. Yeah. I mean, in terms of risk reward, I still like the risk reward on AAA. That's just me because it's still what the
What do you think of that? Of like, where could we find an entry on? You think the point
so
five?
entry on, let's see, entry on this one. Let's look at the 4 hour. I mean, yeah, this one has gone crazy over the last few days or month. But here, let me pull out my RSI really quick. I mean, yeah, this is looking good. There's a lot of momentum.
So did I convince you that this is the bonk of Sui?
Yeah, you did. But I'm still going with for me personally, I'm going with the low market cap. I just like lower market caps in general. But it's one of the things that you did show was the fact that this one is from December. So this is the OG. You're right. This is absolutely the OG. Yeah. All right. So it's looking bullish. It seems like it doesn't want to. Yeah. No. This could continue. This would continue to
retest all-time high. I think that's a good place to punt for me. It kind of already did retest, right?
Yeah, I did the retest. I mean, we could get a pullback if we start seeing BTC getting a pullback, which means Sui right now is also getting a pullback. They just did a bearish retest. So let's just say in terms of, okay, what if it does dip and we can find it at a lower level? I would see something like this. Let me make this bigger. So I could see this coming back to the 0.38. If we get lucky, maybe the 618. But I think
that would be great. I would buy it.
People were going to eat this up very quickly. With that, I mean that kind of adds up there in terms of another dump. But I mean, it's got tons of momentum. I mean, we're still in the overbought region, but the 4 hour wants to continue to rip, and it doesn't care. The RSI keeps making higher. The stochastic RSI keeps making higher highs. So to me, that overall looks bullish. Maybe a double bottom, but I would say between 60 and 75 are still good DCAs. It's a very bullish chart. I would like to see a drop down, but honestly, it looks like it wants to continue.
And what about a AAA cat? You think this is an ape right now?
I mean,
it's hard to buy something that's just up only, right? But
yeah, honestly, I would, I'll echo what you said. I mean, I'm down for, DCAing now and then aping back again at 5. So just straight DCA. But I like the cat theme, especially this bull run. Cats have been a big thing, at least for me, in my opinion. So I like that about this one. Let me just really quickly pull in the RSI here. Yeah, I mean, let's see. This is looking slightly bearish. If we break trend, I think because you see this. Give me a second. There is a trend here, so it respects this trend. It respects this one. It respects this one again. It's respecting this one, right? But if we just made a higher low here. If we don't make a higher high, then I see this coming back down, almost like a head and shoulder, which could bring us back to like to 5. We do that. Yeah. I don't know about 3.
0.68? 0.618?
Yeah, I would say the 0.618 overall. But again, if we keep respecting this trend here, it's worth a punt to buy back on this trend and then, maybe continue back up. But I mean, again, people want to take profits. This is, again, it's still early, but maybe a retest here and then, continue to go to the upside. It just, it just depends also on the market, but I'm liking this one a lot.
The other one I liked, it's the Trinity, right? AAA cat, FUD, and then check out Blub.
Blub. How do you spell Blub?
This was the biggest meme coin on Sui. until I think this past week. We had another one we're going to go into after this.
All right. So let's look. Wow. All right. So this one's 38 million market cap, which I believe is higher than FUD.
Yeah, it was the biggest. FUD was at 11 million, and while this thing hit 30 million, and it's caught up.
All right. So let's see. It went to all-time high market cap at about 50 million market cap. That's a runner. I mean,
yeah.
And this is 50
chart, like just very clean. Any dip you bought, you made money up until when it hit 50 million.
So this one's a perfect example of it breaking trend. Do you see that? I mean, we had the respecting again, came back in. We made the lower low. So I could argue the same thing with possibly FUD and AAA. We're making higher or lower highs. So that's what it did here, and it wouldn't surprise me if we hit the 618, right? And the 618 kind of perfectly aligns with the support region here, right? You see, we had our all-time high here. So hold on. So all right, I just caught something here really quick. So you see this chart, right? We made a higher high here, and then we came back down below the resistance. Remember Doji?
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, it's almost quite uncanny, right? Make a higher high, we came back in, resistance, and then it can continue to rip. Just something to keep in mind. But anyway, I can see this one retesting the 618. Absolutely. We did break trend, so I wouldn't be surprised if we keep coming down.
Check out the website. I mean, this is the only reason I was bullish on it is because it was the biggest meme. And basically what we're trying to find here with these three is which one's going to go to 1 billion. And I mean, we don't have to bet on one, right? We can bet on all three, but which one are you going to bet more on?
I mean, I'll tell you, you give me yours, I'll give you mine. AAA is a winner for me. What's yours?
I think I'd either FUD or AAA, but I could see Blub doing it too. I mean, if they got to 50 million, there's obviously something people like there. Now, there's one more that we got to get into. That's Hippo on Sui. After Blub.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some good followers here. A dirty fish in the waters of the Sui. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because the Sui logo is like a water drop, so like a lot of them go with that.
So this one came out. Oh wow, this one did some damage within a month.
This is the type of stuff we were seeing on Solana earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
And people see this, they see this on their timeline. They're either going to try to go into the trenches or they're going to bet on the winners. Like usually you do well betting on the winners and you get just chopped up trying to.
Yeah. One of the things I'm not seeing here is the amount of holders.
I don't even know how they track that on Sui.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the fact that Dex Screener doesn't have the holders, but then when I go on Dex Tools, we don't have Sui, right? So it's kind of annoying there. But Dex Tools does have. I'll maybe check crypto. Was it iBird, right? To see the count of that. But one last thing, I'm gonna before I give you the screen. One of the things that we do want to look at is, keep these three on your list, on your radar, and as soon as we see a dip, right on Sui. Because Sui just did some crazy gains, and I was just looking at the chart here.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. If we should take a look at Sui to see, like, are we going to get a dip on Sui, and that way, we buy our Sui cheaper, and then we get in lower on these.
Funny enough. I mean, this is the as I was mentioning earlier, we did a bearish retest, right? So we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, and I mean this one absolutely ripped. So let me just get on the bigger time frames, which I think in this case, and this one's looking very similar to, what was it? What's the fish again? Blub. I mean, Look at that. We were respecting. We dropped. We did a retest, and that's the bearish retest, right? And let's just zoom out. I mean, we could have a pullback to the 0.5, but like I said, it's a bullish chart. But
I don't know if we have that because, I mean, maybe they do have the unlocks, but it's got a lot of momentum.
What do you Do you know when the unlocks are, by any chance, off the top of your head? If not, it's fine.
I think there's a big one this month that might have already happened.
Then there
That's
you
probably
go.
what this is. It's probably what this is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So in terms, yeah, you see that there's a lot of support here. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the 0.5 and then we continue to rip, just to maybe possibly complete that shoulder, head, and shoulder, right? Which could take us, and I mean, this is going to be a crazy prediction.
And we need Sui to do well for these memes to do well.
Exactly. So I mean, we could
They're
see
leverage Sui.
We could see this at about $4, but I want to go back to this one really quick, and then go back to Blub. Yeah, so bearish, right? There's a lot of bearish divergence. We kept making higher highs, and the RSI we kept making lower lows, right? And that's obviously a bearish sign. If you guys wanted to short, this was a perfect retest to short, and we may see 0.5. But remember that
150.
Yeah, 150. But look, I mean, it's uncanny. Look at that blue. You see? And this is a 4-hour time frame as well. We kept respecting. Then we dumped. Clearly here we didn't do the retest, but I think Sui, this one's following Sui very closely, as opposed to
they all should. Once they get big enough, leverage.
Exactly. Yeah. But this one to me is very similar to Sui. So, I wouldn't be surprised again if we see one more dump as Sui dumps, and then this could be an ape. But okay, going back to my main point, for everybody that's new or watching the channel, if you guys, I mean, these are great coins. I know you'll get to Hippo, but before we get there, keep an eye on these and keep notifications, because once they dip and we do see the resurgence of Bitcoin and Sui, these are going to do some insane numbers. Yeah, and I've seen this happen in the past with other, in Base. I've seen this in Solana. So keep that in mind. I'll definitely be watching these for that pullback. But yeah, I mean, DCAing now wouldn't be a bad idea. I would wait a little longer before I start buying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a look at Hippo. What do you think of this one? This one went just crazy.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
It came out of nowhere and just became the top meme on. I mean, what? It came out on the 28th. It came out a week ago, and now it's
So here's the thing. This is funny. This is Sudang. The other one is Mudang, right? Mudang is on Solana, and they made, I think this is the dad, Sudang.
It's the same meme, just they put it on Sui with the S.
But, I mean, this lines up with, this is typical cup and handle. As if you go back to all the other ones, they all ripped of that cup and handle. But Mudang is looking out of this world. I can't believe them. This one did it. That blows me. This is a week and it hit 140 million market cap. That's insane.
Now, is this the one that has what it takes to get to that billion?
In terms of what is currently happening in the momentum, right? We had Mudang early September, and then we have the parent, I'm assuming, Sudang. This one has a lot of momentum to continue. No cats, no dog. It could be the new alpha, right? It could be, we usually have cats, dogs, maybe.
Or is it a one-off and do the OGs like FUD and Blub? Is this like a preview of what they're gonna do?
So remember when we were looking at the Base ecosystem, and there were a lot of OGs, right? Toshi, we had Mochi, and we had a bunch of them. But then Brett came out later, and then it obliterated all of them. There is potential. There is potential on this one, but it's hard to say right now. To be honest with you, there's like 4 or 5 meme coins we have here.
It's definitely broken the uptrend. Like it's going sideways now. It's lost momentum in terms of the trend, right? Like it's now ranging.
Yeah, I mean, we are making lower highs on the bigger time frames. So it's perfect, right? We bumped, we did the retest on the support, and then we just continue to rip. I would say let's watch how this plays out. 121 million market cap, again, blows my mind that we had that in about a week. But it seems like it didn't take any market share from AAA.
Yeah, that's why they say it's like PVE, like player versus environment instead of player versus player, because when you have the flows coming in, there's just constant new money chasing these plays, which is what you need for everything to go up. If you don't have new money, then it's just like rotations from one to another.
Right, but people really like. Yeah, I mean, this is looking slightly bearish. Let's see. All right, so I'll give you my opinion on this one. We could be doing something like this, respecting trend, maybe see it back into 1 cent, maybe 0.009 cents, and this could be almost like a flag, right? And then, yeah. Yeah, we could see this continue to rip. They're all looking bullish. Again, it just depends on how low and one of the things that I'm going to do research on is the amount of holders. I do want to see the amount of holders on all of these, who's accumulating, who's gaining holders. And then also just to keep in mind, if we're dipping right now, just to keep an eye on that, right? Who's holding stronger, who's not, who's having a bigger sell-off. But to me, all four of these look very independent. I don't see rotation happening, right?
Yeah.
And the SUI ecosystem in general looks strong. So those are my 2 cents. I like these. I'm gonna rank them as AAA number 1. I'd say Blub just because it's the OG number 2, number 3 Hippo, and number 4 FUD. That's my ranking. What's your ranking?
I mean, I just have the top 3. I don't know about Hippo. I think if I get a discount, like maybe a retrace to like 80 million, and the chart looks good, I'll consider buying. But I'll probably just buy all 3. I'll probably buy the biggest bag of the cat though, the AAA cat.
So one thing to
get 100,000 followers in a week. Man.
Exactly. So this is another thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a CTO takeover too, so it's even more mega bullish, right? But yeah, this is nuts. I can't believe that there is 116. I mean, this could be the Brett of SUI. Now that I'm looking at this,
that's what I'm saying. And if you buy it at 100 mil, I mean, that's still like a 10x.
A 10x, yeah. This is tough, man. The Sudang of yeah, it's tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, no. What about you? I mean, these are great finds, and I hope our viewers are going to take some note of these, and eventually, not financial advice, but maybe get a bag.
Yeah, I think we can. So that covers the SUI ecosystem. I think my